So, welcome back, everyone, for Lore Deep Dive number 12. We have 4 events to cover, and this will be 4 separate videos. I am here today with both Twitch and Kick Chat, as well as YouTube Live. We will be going over, in this video, License to Kill, or the LTK event. There's a little bit we got to get out of the way before going into this one. So this one happens roughly after chapter 14, before chapter 15 of the main story. And we've got a little bit to pretext it though on. So as we've been going through, we have gone through the main story. We have come across Perilous Siege. We've come across Underworld Queen, which these 4 events that we'll be covering will be going over Dirty Backyard and the 3 Perilous Siege events that are out so far. This one is over Perilous Siege. Perilous Siege is a squad that handles the execution of people who are problematic to the Ark. We're diving into their backstory. We're diving into a little bit of their backstory, a little bit of how they operate, and we're revealing more about the underworld of the Ark in this episode. Without further ado, we'll go right on in. We will be covering LTK's story, and then I will be tying it into the main story chapters, as well as providing background and explanations on some things that may be a little more vague for those who haven't watched my other videos. Without further ado, we'll get right back on in. Just make sure you stick around and like and subscribe at the end if you enjoyed the video. Okay, so this is the License to Kill event. This is where we start to get more in depth with Perilous Siege. There is a man with his back turned. From the back he appears confident, but he cannot hide the fact that he is trembling. Meanwhile, the 2 with their guns drawn at him are both steady as a rock. The man attempts to suppress the quivering of his voice when he speaks. Please, don't do something you'll regret. What I've done, what I'm doing, and what I will do. You've got to take it all into consideration. You can't let your personal feelings get in the way of all this. So please, think carefully about what the right decision is. The 2 figures who are pointing the guns at the man begin to speak. Decide. All you need to do is make a choice. We'll handle the rest. Just keep in mind, you mustn't make it personal. Whatever you decide has to be what you feel is best for everyone. You shouldn't need a lot of time, especially since you've already made up your mind. So out with it. What do you think? Should we kill him, or should we let him live? It's been ages since I had some free time on my hands. I'll point out that last one, we'll get into that. At long last, some precious time with no more appointments or any work to do. First, I'm going to hop in the shower. Then I'll think about what I want to do today. D and K are in my shower. We've received an assignment. Let's get to work. I'm far too tired for all of this. Why are you closing the door? You seem puzzled. Perhaps I wasn't quite clear. Sit over there, I'll explain everything in detail. Everything will be made clear very soon. I'm not confused, it's just... Go on, sit. Let me fill you in. Soon after, the 3 of us sit at the table. The target is the president of COL. COL stands for Cycle of Life. It's a company that buys used electronics, repairs them, and then resells them. Their expansion has been remarkable. In fact, so much that only the big 3 are valued higher. The big 3 refers to Elysion, Tetra, and Miscellus, 3 companies that produce Nikes. In fact, Some reports indicate that they are actually outperforming the big three in terms of purchasing and sales. In other words, they're raking in the cash. The money isn't what's important. I know, I'm just saying. Anyway, this guy used to be a real bigwig in the central government. Until one day, he retired and started this electronics business. Then it blew up. All of this is superfluous information. Fine, then you tell it. This so-called president is making large donations to the central government. He's also been investing in the medical industry and making some hefty donations as well. It sounds like he's a real stand-up guy. But he's been targeted. Why is that? He's making way too much moolah. What kind of reason is that? His income can't come from just trading electronics. The judges feel there must be something else going on. So, the judges are kind of a hidden organization behind the central government that handle perilous siege, and people who are immune to the normal justice system of the Ark, they are targeted by the perilous siege via the judges, and the judges uphold justice in the Ark. They're basically the backbone keeping the Ark running from underground crime. It's up to us to figure out exactly what that is. Once we have, we'll make our decision and carry it out. What exactly do you mean? Isn't it obvious? Whether or not we kill this guy. Wait, say that again? We've got to decide whether or not we kill this guy. President or target, kill him, yes or no. Comprende? But why does this guy potentially deserve to die? There's a high chance that he's got his fingers in some legally dubious pies. That's evil. You're just gonna kill him just for that? No. We will investigate. If he has done something illegal, then we'll consider the severity of the crime. We will be completely impartial in our investigation. Once we've concluded said investigation, we'll reach our final decision. You follow me? To recap, we determine exactly what the target is or isn't up to. Then we make a decision as whether or not to kill him. That's how we, Perilous Siege, work. This time, you'll be making the final decision, and we'll carry it out. Why would I? The judges have decreed it. This is a first for us as well. Usually our opinions are taken into serious consideration when making the final decision, but this time, you're the one who gets to pull the trigger. Figuratively speaking, that is. Actually, I do have a guess as to why it's different this time around. What's the reason? Remember how the target donates a whole lot of money to the central government? That's why. If we eliminate the target, there goes the higher-up's cash cow. The target may be obtaining the money using underhanded methods, but a whole bunch of those profits are being funneled straight to the central government, so they've got cold feet. Killing him means derailing the gravy train, but letting him live doesn't sit right with them either. So they're leaving the hard part of making the decision up to you. Judges vote to select the next target. Whatever this guy's done, he's obviously crossed the line far enough for the judges to designate him as a target, despite the fact many of them are lining their pockets with his ill-gotten money. That's why they're tossing this hot potato in your lap. It might also be because you're part of the central government too. In other words, they're hoping that I'll play favorites. Potentially. Don't say anything that you can't prove to be true. Alright. We should get going. How do we do this? We are going to go undercover. We've already completed the preliminary investigation. All we have to do All we have left to do is figure out a few of the smaller details. Going undercover is our best option for that. I'm not very confident in my clandestine capabilities. What are you babbling about? What good would infiltrating the company do us? You think they're going to leave stacks of illegal paperwork lying around for us to find? How stupid do you think they are? Well, what then? You're going to become company employees. We're going to get jobs. That's right, we'll get hired at the target's company and see what we can dig up. If we want to find out the truth, we've got to get on the inside. How exactly do you plan on all of us getting hired? Starting tomorrow, all we've got to do is show up at the office. We've got it all taken care of. We just need to start working from tomorrow morning. Don't worry, we didn't do anything illegal. We've got our official employee documentation all in order. They look so good you'd never even know they were fake. That's illegal. Don't be such a stick in the mud. Anyway, good luck at work. You talk as if you're not going. That's exactly right, I'm not going to work. I'm going to look into the medical institutions that the target has been putting money into. That's important too, you know. You and D can handle this side of things without me. Alright. Get some rest tonight. We put our plan into action starting tomorrow. One last thing. What is it? Why can't you just ask Enoch to make a judgment? Okay, so Enoch is the AI that oversees all of the Ark. Enoch is, more or less to speak, the general judge and jury of anything that heavily presides or heavily determines the fate of the Ark. She is the one sole judge and jury. But doesn't oversee everything. A fair question. Enoch doesn't make judgments unless requested by the judges. The target has an uncomfortable association with the judges. There's no way they'd take this to Enoch. The only scenario where Enoch would act on her own would be if someone was causing untold damage to the Ark or its inhabitants. Otherwise, she grants the judges full autonomy. Basically, regardless of what this guy is up to, it doesn't constitute a major threat to security, at least not in Enoch's eyes. So that flashback was referring to when Enoch did make a judgment on her own, and that judgment was her dealing with Chatterbox. Her deals with Chatterbox to keep the Ark safe. Regardless of what this guy's up to, it doesn't constitute a major threat to security, at least not in Enoch's eyes. So long as that's the case, she won't act on her own. I'll give you an example. Human trafficking. An unforgivable offense, wouldn't you say? Of course. Not from Enoch's perspective. Nobody gets killed. It's not a question of how traumatic an experience is or isn't. For Enoch, it's purely numbers. If they don't change, then it's not a problem. Having said that, human trafficking often involves a litany of other heinous offenses. However warped it seems, the essential act of human trafficking in and of itself is not a problem as far as Enoch is concerned. She operates according to different standards than us. Therefore, this case is something that the judges and us need to figure out on our own. Yourself included. Okay, I understand. Don't take this lightly. This can be a heavy burden, but it is one you must carry. I'll keep that in mind. Next day, Dee and I start working at the distribution warehouse. We sort items, move others, and carry out inventory. After moving around non-stop, it's finally break time. This is exhausting. You think so? Are you used to this kind of work? Nope. Alright then. You don't talk much, do you? Nope. I see. Hey there, you two. You're the new hires, right? How's the work so far? Nothing too difficult, I hope. No problems. Are you the supervisor? Guilty. I'm the supervising officer for this line. In that case, if it's alright, I do have a question for you. Oh, sure, go right ahead. How's the cafeteria food here? Haha, very important question indeed. I think you'd be hard-pressed to find anywhere with better lunch options than us. I must admit that I haven't exactly eaten at many other companies, but I still stand by our food here. Why, are you hungry already? I didn't have any breakfast because I was nervous. My goodness, you mustn't forget breakfast. It's the most important meal of the day. I see that you both started at the same time and are working on the same line. May I ask how you two know each other? We're newlyweds. Just got hitched 2 weeks ago. Oh, I see. Well, good luck with all that. We're very grateful for you giving us this job, aren't we, honey? I'm never gonna use that. Yeah. You two seem like nice people, so let me say this to you. This is a fine company to work for. It may be tough going at first, but if you stick it out, you're sure to be noticed. Take me for example, my legs aren't in the greatest shape, but they still let me work here. As a matter of fact, I'll be working directly under the president starting tomorrow. Wow, no kidding. What does that position entail exactly? Actually, I don't know the details myself. But if it's directly under the president, it must be good, right? Not to mention the pay. The supervisor lifts his hand far above his head. Let's just say I might be in for an early retirement. You lucky son of a gun. All you need is a good work ethic. Work hard and you'll reap the rewards. The president admires people like that. I've only been here 3 weeks as well. You came on as a supervisor, but you've moved up that fast in less than a month? Remarkable. The president just takes a shine to people who put their noses to the grindstone. So long as you two work hard, you can become like me too. I certainly hope so. Best of luck. You too. The supervisor walks away. You got something to say? No, I was just admiring your acting skills back there. Presenting an amiable and innocuous image is beneficial to gathering information. I'm just surprised you can turn on a dime like that. You're starting to make me self-conscious. Sorry. Okay, when do you finish? I know it's only been 1 day, but let's exchange information. Come to the hospital when you're done. This place is interesting. D. Roger. It seems that break time is over. Let's get back to it. While walking back to the assembly line, all I can think about is how I want to finish work quickly. After work, hospital. How'd it go? Did you find anything suspicious? It was only the first day. Even so, there must have been something that caught your attention. I don't care how minor it seems, I want to hear everything. The break time seemed a little short. What, are you planning on starting a new career there or something? Spare me the workplace complaints and give me the dart. Well, there wasn't anything really. Dee, help me out here. They seem to give out promotions like candy. Oh right, that was strange. Tell me in detail. I tell Kay that her supervisor's only been there for 3 weeks, but he's already going to be working directly under the president. That's odd, all right. No one moves that quickly up the corporate ladder. Does he have any connections within the company? I did a background check on him, and I didn't turn anything up. Any other ideas? All I can do is assume, and you know what that does. It only makes an ass out of you and me. How are things on your end? Our target has been pouring money into this hospital almost non-stop. But it's strange. It's too clean. It's a hospital, shouldn't it be clean? I know, I'm a little dumb. Don't worry about it. Are you intentionally trying to get on my nerves? Sorry. I looked into the patients and everyone under the sun is staying there. Literally everyone from high-level executives to part-time students. There's a wide age range, too. As far as I can tell, it doesn't seem like a hospital that focuses on any specific age group or class. The employees aren't skimming anything off the top, and there aren't any funds being misappropriated for unnecessary repairs or maintenance. And I should probably point out, she said class because the Ark does have a class system. Somewhat. It's not strictly a class system, but there's the poor people, who aren't even considered citizens, who live in the Outer Rim. They're the outlaws. There's the general middle class who are actually citizens, and are not too poor that they live in the Ark. They're your run-of-the-mill people. Then there's the, what are they called again? The sovereigns, the super rich people, the 1%ers, who are unbelievably rich as fuck. There was one crucial thing, however. That. Kay points to a girl off in the distance. She's holding the hand of a hospital staff member who is struggling to walk unassisted. What's so crucial about that kid? I'll tell you what. This hospital is filled with people who have the same symptoms as that kid. Only thing is that that's an incredibly rare disease. So uncommon, in fact, that only a couple dozen people in the entire Ark have it. The mortality rate is quite high. Not much research has been done regarding this disease because so little is known about it and there are so few recorded cases. Here, I'll put some perspective on that. It's so rare, only a few dozen people in the entire Ark have it. The Ark is the last refuge of humanity and is an underground city about the size of Seoul, South Korea. Which is the, if I remember correctly, it might be the capital of South Korea? I don't know. It's a really, really large city with millions of people in it. There, let's put it into that perspective. There's, like, many, many millions of people in it. Like, 10 million, I think? 3 to 10 million, somewhere. I don't remember the exact number. Or the rough number. But only a few dozen people have that disease, so it's rare. More than 80% of the donations the Target has given are going towards the research and treatment of this disease. He's poured so much money into this place that research on the disease has progressed by leaps and bounds. They're also trying to find a meaningful cure. Nearly everyone who is suffering from this disease has gathered at this hospital. You see that kid over there? 3 days ago, she was bedridden. What's your point? I need to do a bit more digging, but this place looks clean to me. For the moment, at least. What's your next move? I'm going to use my own methods to dig a bit deeper. The simplest way of going about this would be to concentrate on a few key figures. Using this. The stinger attached to Kay's gun makes an ominous sound. It hurts like hell, but it won't leave any lasting damage. If you want to get the truth out of someone, you can't beat this. We mustn't resort to such underhanded tactics. Not this again. We're going to be here forever if we don't. Don't forget, if you want clean results, then your methods have to be just as clean. You go ahead and do that. I'm doing this my way. I don't think that's a good idea. Not you too. Do you have any idea of the lengths people go to cover up the terrible things they do? If you want to bring them to justice, you've got to be willing to go just as far as they are. Think of this as a shortcut. I despise how these people cover everything up and manipulate the truth. It sickens me how they keep it all under wraps. They know what they're doing is wrong, but they do it anyway. They couldn't care less. We need to be strong in the face of evil, don't you think? Well, it doesn't get much stronger than this. I'd give them a taste of their own medicine. I don't agree with your methods. Right back at ya. We should go back. We need to be at work by 8. Okay. Have a nice day at work. We've been showing up to work for 5 days, but I haven't noticed anything out of the ordinary. Because we're new employees and low-level ones at that, the information we're privy to is somewhat limited. When I asked Dee whether the judges could help us get a promotion of some kind, she immediately rebukes me. If we pull any outside strings to attain a higher position, the other workers might end up getting jealous, or it could ring alarm bells in upper management. Either way, we don't want to draw any unwanted attention. Our only recourse is to work harder. Our coworkers have taken a keen interest in us, and we're bombarded with questions every time we are on break. You look so young. Why did you marry so early? So that we'd have a joint bank account. Being together means you can make more money together. How'd you meet each other? We met at another job. We both wanted to make a lot of money, so we hit it off. You both are such hard workers. You're not like most young people these days. We want to get promoted so that we can make more money. Why are you so fixated on making more money? We want to buy a house and be able to eat out whenever we want. We also want children. Hey, yo. Have you ever considered getting a second or even a third job? Your focus suffers if you stretch yourself too thin. We want to concentrate fully working on here. We like this company a lot. Thanks to Dee's bravura performance, we are regarded as newlyweds eager to prove themselves and get promoted, and keep ourselves from being in the poorhouse. One day I asked Dee something. Lying isn't exactly a clean way of going about things, is it? No one's getting hurt, so it's fine. On our 6th day on the job, I meet Dee and we head to work. A dense fog lingers in the air, part of the ARC's effort to adjust the internal humidity. How long do we have to keep this up? One should always work hard. I mean, at this company specifically. Until who we're after comes to us. Are you sure they'll do that? We're talking about a place where you can apparently make a fortune in just 3 weeks. If we keep our heads down and appear eager, I'm sure someone will seek us out. What you're really saying is that we'll have to keep doing this for at least another 2 weeks. You hear that? What is that? Couldn't tell you. I've been hearing a strange noise for a while now. It's starting to get on my nerves. The closer we get to work, the louder it gets. I squint and peer at where the sound appears to be coming from. I can't see well because of the heavy fog, but I can vaguely make out something swaying in the air. What is that? Turn around. Huh? I said turn around. I turn around. Creaking noises? Whatever you do, don't look behind you. What's going on? Just don't look behind you. A lot of screaming. Terrified screams echo near the company entrance. Dee? Quiet. Someone call the police. Hurry, hurry. An ominous feeling begins to overtake me. The only thing I know is that I absolutely positively cannot turn around or say anything. Interesting. Did you ever get the impression something was off about the supervisor? I seem to remember hearing something about him having a lot of debt from illegal gambling, but he never mentioned anything about it himself. I never saw any warning signs, not from what I remember. He was such a good worker. How? Did the supervisor recently seem upset or perturbed in any way? He did seem a bit downcast the past few days. I think it was after he started working for the president. He offed himself, didn't he? Whenever I asked if something was wrong, he would just shake his head. I never thought he'd do such a thing. Did he have any complaints about the company? Not a one. He would have died for this company. He had a bad leg, but they hired him anyway and paid him a full salary. Management rewarded him for his hard work. Complaining about this place is just about the last thing he would ever do. So then why did he... The most logical thing would be that something happened after he started working for the president. The most logical thing would be that something happened after he started working for the president. What exactly does he do under the president? That I can't say. The only thing we can do is wait. How about we search his house? I already did. The place was immaculate. A little too clean, in fact. Let's expedite our plan. What plan? I'm seeing we should make getting noticed by the president our top priority. Don't lose your head. We've cultivated a good image at this point. If we move too quickly, people might sense something is up. How about we come up with a situation where we need money fast? That'll be in line with the image we've set up for ourselves. Good idea. I can't seem to think of anything that would work. What's our relationship again? Newlyweds. You don't mean... That's right, if we go with that, no one will suspect us. Get it. Oh my stars, how wonderful it is to hear some good news in a dark time like this. How far along is she? Did the hospital tell you? 5 weeks. Oh, so it's a recent development. What are you going to do? Before long, you won't be able to work. And you'll be needing more money than ever. Funny that you mentioned that. Would it be possible to take on another job at the same company? 2 jobs? I'm not sure. If you bring it up with them, I don't think it'd be an issue. Would you like me to try and have a word with the higher-ups? I can tell them the new hire could use the extra money. If you can, that'll be great. Okay, I'll see what I can do. The president is a good person. I'm sure he'll work something out for you. Don't you worry. The lady scurries off the production line. Is there a problem? I feel rotten. Why? I feel like we're taking advantage of that lady. I feel the same way. On the way home after work, as soon as we enter an area with no other people, someone calls for us to stop. Oh, Mr. President, excuse me. You're Diana and Steve, right? Nice to meet you. Hi, nice to meet you. It's a pleasure to meet you, Mr. President. I heard from some of the other employees that you're looking to take on some additional responsibilities. Yes, we're in urgent need of some additional funds. They informed me of your situation. I've also heard a few things about both of you. You two are real hard workers. With a whole lot of passion. Or so I'm told. Since you could use a little help financially, how would you like to come work for me personally? What would our job be exactly? It's quite simple, really. COL is also involved in the transportation business. We do deliveries to certain special areas. You'll be responsible for making those deliveries. What is this special location? The Outer Rim. The Outer Rim? Oh, don't worry, it's nothing illegal. I've been donating electronics to the Outer Rim for some time now. You know how tough it can be out there. The people there should have the right to have access to technology, even if it may not be the latest models. You must have a lot of people willing to carry out these deliveries. If only that were true. The Outer Rim is a dangerous place. Or at least that's what most people think. If you ask me, it's not dangerous at all. The people there know we have good intentions and have been nothing but friendly towards us. That I can guarantee. Anyway, that long-standing prejudice means that a lot of people are hesitant to go to the Outer Rim. But from what I've heard about you two, something tells me you won't feel that way. How much does it pay? 5 times what you get now. 5 times? Please don't think I'm giving you that much because it's illegal. It's nothing like that. It's just my way of showing a little appreciation to those working for me who go above and beyond. Well, what do you say? Can we think about? We'll do it. When do we start? Very good. Be at the number 3 inventory warehouse by 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. I'll have an employee there waiting. They'll explain everything. Looking forward to working with you both. The president nods and turns around. That was fast. Because his last assistant is gone. At any rate, something fishy is definitely going on. We'll see for sure tomorrow. Right. Next day, 6 in the morning, number 3 inventory warehouse. About time you showed up. Get in. Who are you? Your bodyguard. The president may like to pontificate about how safe the Outer Rim is, but it's filled with all sort of seedy characters. Hurry up and get in. We've got a schedule to keep. Who's driving? I am. Can I drive? Think you can handle it? Of course. Go right ahead. Gives me some time to relax for a bit. Can I open the trunk before we go? Why? I need to know what's inside. It could affect how I have to drive. Electronics. I know that, but I need to know how it's all laid out. A real professional, I see. Be my guest. Look, but don't touch. Dee and I head to the semi-truck and open up the trunk. It is filled with various household appliances. At first glance, nothing seems out of the ordinary. Alright, got it. Let's hit the road. Dee drives the truck towards the Outer Rim and passes through the boundary wall without issue. We're allowed to pass after a simple inspection. The perks of being tight with the military, I suppose. We bob and weave our way through the Outer Rim. Take a right here. The truck enters a narrow alley. After a while, we reach a small clearing. Here, stop. The clearing is completely empty and desolate. That is, except for another truck similar to the one we're driving, which is parked opposite us. We get out of the truck. That's it. We leave the truck we rode in here. You see the truck parked there? That's the one we'll drive back. So we're just leaving this entire truck here? Right. Someone from the Outer Rim will come and take the items inside. Why aren't we giving them out ourselves? You're awfully inquisitive. The last guy asked too many questions as well. If we hand them out ourselves, we'd be in close proximity to the general population. Do you have any idea how dangerous that would be? Let's get a move on. I don't want to linger here. You got it. Oh, darn. I screwed up. I think I left my wallet in the trunk earlier when I was checking it. What? Hey, wait. He jogs over to the back of the truck and opens the door. Hey, you can't be opening that without permission. You know, I just thought of something. When I was driving, the truck felt awfully loaded down. Whenever I picked up speed or took a turn, I could really feel the weight bearing down. But those electronics here couldn't possibly account for all that weight. So, mind if I take a look inside? Yes, I do mind. Just a quick peek. It ain't gonna happen, lady. The employee moves towards Dee and grabs her shoulder. Move aside. Why are you so damn nosy anyway? Dee produces some kind of canister from her pocket and tosses it into the back of the truck. A smoke grenade? What is this? What's going on? The appliances that are piled in the back come tumbling down with a resounding crash, revealing approximately 10 mass-produced Nikes. They come rushing out from the truck and look themselves over. Once they've confirmed they haven't sustained any injuries, they stare at us nervously. This can't be happening. Who are these people? Are you blind? They're Nikes. Are they being sent here to volunteer at the Outer Rim? In a way. Are you selling Nikes to the Outer Rim? Don't act so surprised. Do you really think we'd come all the way to the Outer Rim just to deliver electronics? Give up acting all innocent. You should have known something was up when they were willing to pay you a king's ransom for this job. Who in their right mind would pay you 5 times your salary for a basic delivery? What will happen to these Nikes? How should I know? Cannon fodder for some local insurrection, maybe? Who cares? You son of a... Geez, another Boy Scout. First the guy before, now you two. So I'm the bad guy, is that it? Just shut up and take the money. We're all out here trying to make a living, aren't we? So stop glaring at me and hurry up and get in the truck. We've got another stop to make. Does the president know this? What do you think, genius? How long have you been doing this? 6 months, give or take. I had my misgivings in the beginning, but then I remembered the central government would only scrap these Nikes anyway. It's easier to just think of them as objects. That's pretty much what they are anyway. I see. Die then. Huh? Dee's axe flies through the air. I quickly grab onto the employee's shirt and yank him back. Dee's axe whirls past and embeds into the side of the truck with a loud thud. What are you doing? I was about to kill something that shouldn't be considered human. You were gonna kill me? You were going to kill someone just because you got riled up? No. I don't act based on emotion. If there's someone who has acted immorally, and I can prove it beyond a reasonable doubt, I am authorized to use deadly force. Should any evidence be brought into question, I will take my own life. This is the cross I bear. I carry it with me always. In a panic, the employee flees. Wait here. Dee takes off in a flash. Wait, Dee! She's already out of sight. A few minutes later, she comes ambling back. What did you do? Do you really want to know? I asked, didn't I? I did what I had to. You'll come to regret it. I have never regretted any of my actions. That man got what he deserved. Let's go back. We usher the mass-produced Nikes back into the truck and head back to the Ark. Neither of us utters a single word to each other the entire way back. It got dark, didn't it? We don't report to work the next day. Dia is out taking care of an errand. I lie on my bed, staring at the ceiling. Is that you, Dee? Yeah. What were you up to? Doing some investigation and extermination. What? I focused my investigation on what transpired yesterday. Read this. Dee hands the file over to me. I parse through the file and read its contents. The president was a former member of the Simikai who left in disgrace. After that, he linked up with a smaller splinter group. With their help, he began cutting deals with the Outer Rim. At some point during the investigation process, this splinter group was eradicated. The central government sold mass-produced Nikes, which were near the end of their life cycles, as well as a variety of weapons, to the president. He then sold those mass-produced Nikes and weapons under the guise of giving a charitable donation. The mass-produced Nikes who were sent to the Outer Rim ended their own lives for a variety of reasons. I'd rather not read through the sordid details. The mass-produced Nikkeis and weapons were purchased by various factions in the Outer Rim, both big and small. The president of Cycle Life grew the company by leveraging the benefits and connections he had garnered through all these backdoor deals. He has, however, engaged in some genuine philanthropy, such as investing in the hospital. The president is closely connected to several high-ranking officials in the central government's Nikke management department and lines their pockets often. That's the same department we originally came from. That's not all. He periodically makes donations to various other departments. He's been invited as an honored guest to several official events. Now I see why Enoch can't pass judgment, because no one would ever give up their golden goose and send him to her. Precisely. What does Kay have to say about this? She'll be here soon. How's it hanging, everyone? Well, aren't we a cheery bunch? Did you guys forget how to talk or something? Tell us what you've turned up. Yikes. You guys are wound tight today. You didn't do the deed, did you? Excuse me? You know, Kay takes her finger and slides it across her neck dramatically. Gotcha. What did the judges say? Justified. Sentence upheld. Nicely done. You've always been good at that part of the job. Catches me a little off guard sometimes. What'd you find at the hospital? Oh, that. I used a variety of different methods. I couldn't turn up an ounce of dirt on the place. As far as I can tell, it's a perfectly respectable establishment. The place is squeaky clean, so much so that I'm starting to wonder if I'm missing something. At any rate, I'm calling it. There isn't anything suspicious about the hospital. Right, that reminds me. Our target is attending an event today. Do you want to go? We are standing in front of a crowded building filled with people. The president stands on a small podium. He makes an excited declaration. The biomedical center is finally completed. This building will focus specifically on treating rare, harmful diseases. It is a monumental place that will help countless people live longer, happier lives. No longer will anyone be refused proper medical treatment purely because they have a rare disease. No longer will they be denied the necessary governmental care. As of today, they will find help here at the Biomedical Center. Everything from preliminary examinations to extensive treatment will all be offered, free of charge. You may be asking, why would we do something where we know we won't make any money? My answer is, because all lives are equal. All lives deserve the same amount of respect no matter what. That is what we believe here at Cycle of Life. The crowd erupts into raucous cheers and applause. Everything for free? That's incredible. I feel as if something has crawled up deep inside me. I stand there for a while, thunderstruck. Dee taps my shoulder. Let's head back. It's dangerous to stay here, in more ways than one. All three of us head back to the commander's room. The target knows about us. Our cover is blown since we sabotaged the delivery and quit our jobs. We need to act now. Let's go over everything one more time. Reasons why we should kill the target. He sells mass-produced Nikkeis and weapons to the Outer Rim. And it goes deeper than that. That merchandise gets utilized in civil conflicts, further destabilizing the situation at the Outer Rim and resulting in additional casualties. Reasons why we shouldn't kill the target. He built a hospital specializing in rare diseases that offers free treatment for patients. That gives hope to all those who are suffering from these diseases as well as their families. This is a tough one. If we're going by my standards, this guy is the positive and the negative put together, which adds up to 0. What should we do? I want to hear more about what you two think. I would kill him if I were you. I wouldn't. Can I ask why? Because he deserves to die. Because he doesn't deserve to die. Right. I want to speak with the president. Is that not possible? I don't see why not, but he's amped up security in light of what's happened. I don't know how you'll be able to get close to him. Quit joking around, will you? Sorry, couldn't resist. It's true that he's amped up security, but that won't be a problem for us. The cross that we bear is heavy indeed, but if you can endure it, you're capable of anything. So how do we get close to the president? Show up at his front door. I'm sure he'll be at home. What about the security? We'll mow through them easily enough. Damn. Wouldn't that only cause us more problems? It's fine, the judges will take care of it. I thought you two were all about subterfuge and keeping a low profile. Sure, until we've reached a final decision. Once we're certain what needs to be done, it's full steam ahead. Put this on. Kay hands me a mask. It doesn't matter to us, but if you get recognized, it could be an issue for you later on. Time to move out. Hold them back. Who are these guys? We decided to charge in and take everyone head on. We kick down the door to the house and fire our way through the guards waiting in the garden. D and K knock every one of them unconscious without firing a single bullet. Before I know it, we're in front of the president's private office. Behind the door is the president, along with 4 of his bodyguards, staring at us. Are you here to kill me? Was ruining my deal not enough for you? I don't understand this. Do you have something against me? Do we know each other? Need to know basis. And you don't need to know. Fine, if I'm being honest, I wasn't overly curious. The president lifts his hand, and the bodyguards all aim their weapons at us. You did a good job with those documents. I had no idea they were forged. I gave you that job because I took pity on you since you needed money so badly. And now you've come here to take me down. No, this isn't some personal vendetta. Who sent you? Again, need to know basis. Fine. There's always been plenty of people who've wanted me dead. I took care of all of them the exact same way. This time won't be any different. This isn't my first rodeo. Say goodnight. Dee hurls her axe at the bodyguard's gun, shattering it to pieces. She rushes forward, retrieves the axe, and tosses it to the side. It hits another bodyguard in the side. He emits a pained groan as he slumps to the ground. As he falls, Dee knocks over another bodyguard who is standing frozen in terror. It's all over in less than 10 seconds. All I can think of is that it's a good thing that the axe didn't have a sharpened edge. As Dee kneels down to pick up the axe, the president grabs a pistol and fires at her head. Dee lowers her head slightly. After gathering herself as if nothing had happened, she glowers at the president. Anike? But how can you harm humans? You are perilous siege? Those infernal judges, they've already taken so much that they're coming after me? Whoa, you know about us? You really are in the upper echelons. Have they sent you to kill me? Not yet. What? Our client here would like to have a word with you. Is that supposed to be referring to me? Or crying out loud? Would it kill you to just play along? What then? An adjudicator? Sounds like I might live depending on how this conversation goes. You never know. Very well, let's talk. How are you committing such diametrically opposed acts? 1 minute you're an illegal arms dealer and the other you're a philanthropist. What's going on? That's the cycle of life, is it not? Huh? The mass-produced Nikkes, right? I feel bad for them. Being sold to the Outer Rim is to be used and abused during their final days, which are numbered to begin with. A sorry fate, to be sure. But if they didn't go to the Outer Rim, they would just have to be scrapped, quietly swept under the rug like discarded refuse. They would have disappeared without a trace. I took those miserable fates and turned them into an opportunity to make money. Money that I can use to better other people's lives. I buy life and I repay it with new life. What about the people in the Outer Rim? Do their lives not count? I simply provide them with Nikkes and weapons. What they decide to do with them is out of my hands. They have other options available to them. They could have used the Nikkes for labor and dismantled the weapons, using the parts to improve their own livelihoods. But they didn't. Why did you leave it to your employees to make the deliveries? Out of kindness, it's as simple as that. I merely wanted to give back to those who had worked so hard for my company. Don't lie to me. It was to create distance between me and the deals. I couldn't have people know I was involved in such a shady business. How could I continue with my philanthropy otherwise? So it doesn't matter what happens to the delivery person. I made sure to request not to inspect the cargo. Some choose not to heed my warning and end up feeling remorse. Some end up taking their own lives. Like the supervisor that we came to know. There's nothing I can do about that. Are you going to keep doing this? Yes. I am. Think about this. Killing me will mean you'll be cutting off support for those people with incurable diseases. A lot of people will lose their jobs. If we let you live, those Nikkes and countless people in the Outer Rim will keep dying. Mass-produced Nikkes and the people of the Outer Rim. People in the Ark who have a future. Take your pick. That's enough questions. Turn around, don't even think about trying to look back. It's time for us to decide. The President has his back turned to us. From the back he appears confident, but he cannot hide the fact that he is trembling. This is from the intro. Meanwhile, the two with their guns drawn at him are both steady as a rock. The man attempts to suppress the quivering of his voice when he speaks. Please, don't do something you'll regret. What I've done, what I'm doing, and what I will do. You've got to take it all into consideration. You can't let your personal feelings get in the way of all this, so please think carefully about what the right decision is. The two figures who are pointing guns at the man begin to speak. Decide. All you need to do is make a choice. We'll handle the rest. Just keep in mind, you mustn't make it personal. Whatever you decide, it has to be what you feel is best for everyone. No need to drag it out. Especially since you've already made up your mind. So out with it. What do you think? Should we kill him? Or let him live? This is the cross you must bear. Can you endure it? Let him live. Are you sure? Consider yourself lucky, mister. Let's get out of here. Oh, and a friendly reminder. One word about us and there won't be enough judges in the world to protect you. We'll make sure you disappear without a trace. Don't forget that. I'll keep that in mind. Farewell. Taser! The president slumps to the floor after being hit by the stun gun. Let's go, the judges will handle the rest. Alright. I sit up on the park bench looking up at the empty sky. Nothing has changed. If not today or tomorrow, then the next day. Mass-produced Nikkes will head to the Outer Rim, crammed in a small storage container. Civil conflict will continue to rage in the Outer Rim using Nikkes and weapons that have been sold to them. Many lives will be lost. I hear the unbridled laughter of a little girl. I turn to look. I can't believe it. It's the little girl from the hospital who was having a hard time walking before. She has a big smile on her face as she runs around the park. Hey, feeling a twinge of regret? I don't answer. I have good news, so listen up. They're going to be building more biomedical centers. They're being proposed by our target. I mean, a certain someone who apparently was deeply affected by your generosity. He's back on the straight and narrow as well. What? It was inevitable. The rumor about a certain individual selling mass-produced Nikkes to the Outer Rim has spread to the upper echelons of the central government. I think you can guess as to who started those rumors. D. At any rate, he's out of our hands now. I'm sure he'll try to do something the next chance he gets, but for now, we've put a stop to it. So let it go. You don't have to carry this burden with you everywhere you go. In life, you come across many different scales. We can add a bit here and take some there to tilt the balance, but there's no such thing as perfect balance. When that happens, I just tilt my head to the side so that everything looks to be in perfect balance. At least to me. Rather than trying to make everything perfect, just tilt your head. It makes getting through life a hell of a lot easier. I gotta go. See you next time. After Kay leaves, I can't take my eyes off the girl who was running around the park with gleeful abandon. LTK. And this is more of an epilogue. I left my place without looking at the weather forecast. As a result, I'm stuck in an alley, hiding under an awning, seeking shelter from the rain. I check my phone. Apparently it's going to last another 10 minutes. Looks like I've got some time to kill before I can set out again. I look towards where the sound came from. Dee is walking with her hatchet in one hand. There's something dripping from the tip of the hatchet that most assuredly isn't rain, but I choose to ignore it. Are you watching the rain? No, I'm hiding from it. They say it'll stop after about 10 minutes, so you'll be able to leave then. Okay, thanks. Dee turns and starts to walk away. I suddenly remember something I wanted to ask her. Dee? Yes? Are you okay? I'm not sure if I know what being okay feels like. My life's been hard, and always will be. It's heavy, but I'm enduring it. I believe that I'm doing the right thing. I believe that I'm making this world a better place. It's what makes me able to endure it. It's okay. Okay. See you next time. Dee walks away in the rain. The weight of the cross I bore was enough to bring me to my knees, even though I only had to carry it for a short time. The cross she carries is far heavier than I can imagine, more than I could bear. Yet she endures. I watch her in silence. I can only hope that one day, she'll finally be able to put down that cross. Okay, so takeaways from this event. We're now more familiar with Perilous Siege and how they operate. Anyone who is a difficult to prosecute target or is doing stuff illegal that is outside of certain people's control to deal with, Perilous Siege act as adjudicators. They investigate, choose whether someone is guilty or innocent, depending on multiple criteria, and if they are guilty, they die. If they are innocent, they live. Now, we have 3 more videos to get to that will be, this concludes part 1. We have 3 more videos to get to, for sure. Next one, we'll be going over Dirty Backyard. Thank y'all for watching this video. This was streamed live with Twitch and KickChat. And the next video will be going over Dirty Backyard. Make sure to like and subscribe. And I'll see y'all for part 2.